bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, man, sitting on the dock of the bay.
All right. Welcome back to the Chayse Effect, episode 4.
Episode 4.
I'm Cory.
And I'm Amanda.
My wife, Amanda.
Today is a special one. And it's I feel a lot of pressure. But today is really special because today I get to do the interviewing. Today we get to learn all about you.
All about me.
Yay! Okay, so we're just going to jump right in. And we're going to see what happens.
Okay.
I'm excited. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so before we start, I wanted to kind of background. I'm going to piggyback off of how you did my interview. So I wanted to kind of background you a little bit, like run through some credentials.
Does that mean I did a good job when I interviewed you?
Yeah, well, I'm new to this. Yeah, I guess. It's hard interviewing your spouse because when you interview somebody else, there's usually like an agenda, right? There's like mom, she had her book and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I know lots of things about you. So I have to find the things that draw out deeper or more,
More than just the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm excited.
Because I've known you since, oh my gosh, we were 8.
Lifetime.
We were 16 when we met. So like, I want to share all the parts of you that I know. But
I think before 16. Met you before I was driving.
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
14 probably.
More now than not at this point. We've known each other. We've been in each other's lives in some way more than we have not.
Yes.
Which is wild. So
That's
cool.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Distracted already. Off the rip. Okay. So you early on were in the Sea Cadets. You were a fire explorer. You became a volunteer fireman at a really busy station here in Sun City. Those are some wild stories. You went to paramedic school, which was a wild adventure. That was a huge chunk of time. And you did really great. You were like top of your class in paramedic school.
Top 3.
It was amazing. Yeah. You worked really hard. Then you became a firefighter, paramedic with CAL FIRE. You were there for a while, and promoted to engineer with CAL FIRE, which was amazing to get to see. And also, not only did you promote to engineer, you received accolades at your academy, COA, right? Did I get that right?
Yep. Company Officer Academy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it wasn't, I don't know, maybe it's different from the outside, but I think the accolade that you received is a pretty substantial one. Even though it wasn't recognition for like maybe top of the class, it was the Carpe Diem, correct?
Carpe Diem.
Okay, yeah. So that was acknowledged by your fellow engineers, correct?
Yeah, that was everybody in the class. They voted for the one person who made a lasting impact, or that they couldn't have got through without them.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is huge and makes total sense, because I feel like that's literally what you do for the people in your life. Like if there was a life Carpe Diem, I feel like you would probably be voted there too. So after your promotion, we took a big jump. You took a big leap and you left CAL FIRE. Yeah. So you actually applied and were hired with Ontario Fire. So you went through a year probation there to become a full-time fireman there.
I think we's appropriate.
Yeah, that was early on. So we had Kenzie, and then we were in the process of trying to have Caden.
We had Caden.
We were working for number 2.
In
the hospital.
I found out that I passed all of my probationary stuff the day that Caden was born.
Yeah.
Check your email. And I was good. And my captain's like, oh, good job. Take a couple days. I was like, yes.
I can breathe.
It's the best day ever.
I can breathe. So so Caden's now 7, almost 8. So you've been with Ontario 8 years as a
17.
Yeah. And then you're currently working at Ontario Airport, which is super cool. Again, I'm from the outside a little bit, but having like been to fire stations and like seen all that stuff, it's a really cool transition that now you're getting all these other layers to the job. So it's cool to watch you grow in that area. Now you decided that you didn't have enough going on and you decided to open a business. So now you're a business owner, and a huge influence in the community. And I mean, honestly, like, not only are you a huge influence in the existing community, I feel like you've now created your own community. Like, Chayse Life has now created its own community of people. Very eclectic community, which I love the most. It's my most favorite part about it, is how eclectic and, like, diverse it is. You're a son, you're a brother, you're a friend to so many. You're my husband and my favorite person. You're the best dad to our babies. You wear a lot of hats. So I'm really grateful that I get to do all this crazy stuff with you, even when it gets hard. Actually, usually, mostly when it's hard is when I'm like, dang, I'm so grateful I have you. So,
that was amazing. Thank you so much.
I looked at generic questions a lot, and they just didn't feel right. Like interview questions, they felt very formal and not appropriate. So I deviated. So I kind of wanted to, I feel like you and I are different in a lot of ways. And one of them is like this huge, powerful like drive you have. And when you like set your mind to something, like there is zero like chance of it being derailed, like no matter what like comes at you. So firefighting was a goal for a long time, and like that was just a non-negotiable. Like you were going to be a fireman. When you decided to be a paramedic, it was like whatever we needed to do to make sure like that happened. You bought a house young, right? Like you had that goal for yourself to purchase a home. You just have this like really immense drive, and I feel like I don't necessarily have that. Like I'm in the process of learning that from you. So I was wondering if you felt like you had maybe a defining influence or a defining experience or experiences that instilled that drive.
I don't think that you are lacking drive at all, but yeah.
Well, I
inspiration from myself, from you.
Maybe then, okay, so maybe the better term would be the resilience then. So like you have the idea and you have and then the hurdles don't slow you down. Whereas I can get hung up in the hurdles.
Yes, where the difference is, where I will follow rules if they make sense to me. And if they don't make sense to me, I have no problem saying that's a dumb rule and we're not doing that. Whereas you go, oh, okay, well, that's the rule and we'll find a different way to stay within the rules. And like, you don't let that kind of stuff stop you. Like you'll find a different way. But me, at some point, I just go, you know what, screw that. That's stupid. Anybody in their right mind, if they do come to judge us or judge me or do whatever, they would go, oh yeah, that is really dumb. Like, why would we do that? So I think having some of that, and it's not even a mentality, it's just, yeah, I just can't deal with those dumb kinds of rules that kind of stop us sometimes. But that's one side of it. But I don't take no for an answer, I guess, when I know what I want to do and where I want to go. And it's not like, I guess quitting's just never an option. When I decide to do something, I'm going to do it no matter what. Maybe it doesn't work out the first time or the second time, but I will do it. And I tell a lot of people coming in to try to become a firefighter, like, people think that you have to be Superman or this crazy, super smart, really durable, like Superman type being to become a firefighter. But I tell people the only people that don't become a successful firefighter are the ones that give up. If you keep going after it, if you're physically qualified, and if you're not, then work at it and get better. If you can't pass the test, then study and get better at it. But you can train a monkey to do the job, if it's a determined monkey. But it's not rocket science. It just takes a lot of hard work, great determination, but anybody could do it. So I think that has to do with a lot of things that I've now come to learn in life, that these accolades that people have, or not accolades are awarded and deserved, but titles that people hold, it doesn't make them more important, smarter, better than anybody else. They're just a normal person, and if they can do it, then you can do it. So if somebody's done it before, I feel like there's no reason why I couldn't do it.
So do you have some defining...
The defining part?
Do you think there are some defining...
I can always hear my mom in the back of my head, if anybody can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. That whole thing. But that stemmed at a super early age from Sea Cadets. There was so much adversity, getting thrown into... Essentially, being a 12 to 16-year-old being thrown into a military-style boot camp and, like, being taught perseverance.
I had literally, till I met you, and didn't even know this existed as, like, a thing.
Right. Yeah.
To be totally
Yeah.
honest, I didn't.
It's kind of extreme, but a good thing. I think it's a lot of really good life lessons and my entire foundation I can draw on and know that I can do hard things because I did it at a young age. If I can overcome something that was hard for me when I was 12 or 14, then I know that I can overcome the next hard thing or draw on that. If I did that, then I can definitely do this because that was harder than this, you know?
Yeah. That's a really cool perspective.
There was a time in
Important
Secret,
perspective, but-
something that I specifically look back on. There was a drill instructor. We were standing at attention and then like parade rest, and you spread your feet and like move your feet a little bit at parade rest, but you're not allowed to look around. You have your hands behind your back and you hold completely still. It's like attention, but a little bit of a lateral attention.
Okay.
So we were at attention and parade rest, and when you're 14, 16, however old, it doesn't matter how long. If it's a minute, but a minute feels like an hour feels like a decade. And we were out there for no joke, no exaggeration, for an hour and a half, just standing there waiting. A hurry up and wait game. We're waiting for something to open up for us to be able to do.
Okay.
And at that point in time, they go over like uniform inspections and all this stuff. So you're just standing there doing nothing. And the drill instructor just walked around and said, and it was a gorgeous location. We were in Coronado, overlooking the water, and the sun was going down. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I love sunsets so much.
I've never known the reason.
Maybe that's why. Because the sun was going down. It was pink. There weren't any clouds, but it was like the perfect Southern California over the ocean.
Over the ocean.
No
That's
clouds.
Just
just that color. And he goes, when things get hard in your life, and they will be much harder than this. And there was kids like tearing up and crying because our feet freaking hurt. This is at the end of the day. We were already doing crazy stuff. Now we're just standing there forever. And he's like, when you have to do hard things in your life, remember this moment. Remember this scene. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Look at this. Close them. Picture this. And he goes, it doesn't have to be this, but hold on to something like this that you can hold on to when you go to those hard places. And, you know, even if you don't go to those places, going to a mental place where you can just block everything out and just go, no matter what, you're just going. That translated to after Chayse dying. I had to use that same mentality to fix my brain because I was broken. And so I would wear Chayse's weight vest and I would be working out with the guys at the station and we would be doing stairs. And I would just think to myself, if Chayse was up there, I could go fucking get him. There's no way in hell I wouldn't finish this stair. Go and get him and bring him back down. So why couldn't I do it right now? You know, it was this constant, like, a gear that I can always pull on, a fuel source that I can always inject into the engine and just power through and go. And it's been hard to turn it on at some certain points, but I think that it stemmed from early on at that in Sea Cadets. It was huge. It was foundational.
I knew it impacted you, but I also feel like there are things that, like, there's still like nuggets of information I'm still learning. So then in that vein of you being driven, I feel like another really cool like aspect of you is like your ability to like encourage and like bring others along, which is not always.
That's selfish. That's selfish because I don't like to do anything by myself.
No, not that. I mean, like you have a knowledge base about recovery and like certain things, right? Like, and then I feel like you're really good at teaching it or explaining it in a way. And then like, it's like you put it, like you're willing to, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated that I'm like losing my words right now, but you're not willing to, or you don't just say like, you should do this. It's, here are things we can do. And when do you want to start? I'll do it with you. Like, it's not like, oh, the sauna is really good for you. Like, get in and I'm going to sit over here and watch YouTube and like just wave at you while you're in there. It's like, no, like, oh, I'll go in with you. Or like, oh, you're nervous about plunging. Like, I'll get in with you. Mm-hmm. Or you need to start working out, like, because you want to take care of yourself. Like, come here, I'll do it with you. Like, is that something, was that type of like responsibility, like instilled? Is that from Sea Cadets also, you think?
Yeah, probably. But it stems more of I don't want to be a hypocrite and I never want to do the whole say as I do or do as I say and not as I do. And that whole hypocrisy and like trainers and coaches telling their athletes to do something when they're not willing to do it, nor have they ever done it. I think that's not the correct way to lead and inspire and make a life-changing impact and a difference. And when people are at their lowest, it always helps to have someone go through it with you. Whether that's them literally sitting there next to you and them not doing it, but that they've been through they've done it and they're just morally supporting you. Or it's a text, like, hey, did you do your workout this morning? I did it, and shoot them a picture.
Right. Yeah.
But I know it's helped me in the past, and I know that it helps other people. But it also continues to help me because because I hate being a hypocrite so much, if I'm keeping someone else accountable, that is keeping me accountable. And the last thing that I want to do is be a hypocrite.
I can see that.
So this place is easy because I don't have to sell anything. It's all stuff that I do and that I love and that I can endorse wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that does make a difference. You don't feel like a salesman. Yeah. So we've talked about a lot of the current responsibilities you have and the current busyness of our life. So it's a struggle for me. How do you feel like you are able to stay present when life and responsibility is constantly pulling you? Do you have a trick or a...
No, because I get caught up in it all too. I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh, you never look stressed out, or you never give off anything, or it's all been trained since at a very early age. You can't look stressed. You show up to somebody's worst day, and if you look stressed out, then perfect example. Just went to a kid and blew off his finger with a firework. That type of it. Everybody's freaking out. I walk up with a bandage, just like this. Talk to them. Everybody's looking on the ground with flashlights. And I was like, hey, I'm assuming you guys are looking for a finger. And everybody's like, yeah. And I was like, all right, well, let's take a peek and see what we're working with. And the kid was 20 years old, this trooper standing there. His mom's holding his hand in a towel. And she instantly goes, no, don't look. So I'm like, oh no, is he one of those that he's going to start freaking out?
Right, yeah,
like that? So I tell him, I'm like, hey man, you don't need to look. If you want to look, go ahead.
You got it.
But I need to look, and we're going to put this nice, clean, sterile bandage on it while we change it out.
Right.
And I instantly see him change, just the way that I'm talking to him. Instead of his mom hyping him up and jacking him up, I talk to him like this, exactly in this tone. And he holds out his hand. And I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to move it. Just talking, communicating.
Right.
And just lower the stress of the situation. It could have been blown out of proportion because this kid had a skeleton for a middle finger, right? And it was just bone sticking out.
Ugh.
But
yikes.
Yeah, calming it down, it makes it go so much easier. And doing this now for a majority of my adult life, or all of my adult life, it's become a little bit easier. It doesn't mean that I still don't get jacked up on calls, but I try not to let it show. I try not to get anybody else jacked up. That's the last thing that I want to do. So it definitely translates, and it helps to...
I can attest to your calm presence. And I can attest in multiple situations. Family, social, business, workouts. We're definitely a calm, encouraging presence.
It's conscious.
Yeah.
It's not always easy, and I don't always do it. I'm human, and I succumb.
So how do you fight the burnout? Or how do you do it on days, or is there something you tell yourself on days when the motivation is lacking?
Mm-hmm.
I know Jocko has his discipline.
Yeah, I used Jocko, Goggins, all of those guys a lot when I was recovering from Chayse.
Yeah.
I haven't needed that in a while. I've been able to rely on my own discipline and stuff like that, but that always helps, having an external motivation, like a little extra motivation on that discipline fire.
Yeah.
A little bit of gasoline, but knowing that the kids are watching is huge.
I have that in there.
That is my overall biggest, don't want to be a hypocrite, is for them. Yeah. No. Hands down. That is my easiest. When integrity comes into play, do it the right way, the wrong way. Pretend like the kids are watching.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot.
Those are huge gut check moments. I know we talked about that before.
That falls
they're gonna find out who you really are eventually. Yeah. Maybe not when they're little, right?
Yep.
They're in their own little world. But eventually they get old enough and they step into your world and they're gonna learn who you are. It happened to us.
Yeah. You don't want to have them don't meet your hero moment. I don't ever want to have that. I want it to be real. I want to. So, and I know that if I want that, I truly want that, then I need to be this person even when they're not watching. I need to hit the workouts by myself. I need to eat right and clean. I need to tell myself no to cookies even when they're not around, because then it makes it that much easier when they are around. Or if they see me slipping and they observe everything, I'm not a hypocrite.
Well, not a slip. Just a healthy relationship, a balance.
Yeah, balance, for sure.
Yeah. That has been hard, though, because I feel like it's easy to get caught up in the mentality of, like, external appearance, where it's not a short game.
Yes.
It's the long game. We're in it, for the long haul, so balance is important.
We're in for the end game.
And a healthy relationship with food and exercise and...
Yeah. Yep.
And all of it. Rest, too.
Yeah. I just want I want our kids to understand what they're eating. Like, I'm not saying that you need to eat the best 100% all the time.
Yeah.
But at least know when you are cheating, you are having fun food instead of fuel.
Yeah.
And we talk about that.
Yeah,
that education.
For sure.
Food should be fuel. Unless your whole intention is for that food to be fun, then we need to adjust other things accordingly and just plan for it.
Yeah.
Totally capable. But food should be fuel.
But I feel like that's been a conscious mindset because I feel like that's not the mindset we grew up in.
No, that's not the American mindset.
So, like, it has been a conscious effort for sure.
Bigger,
and
sweeter.
You've been a big driving force in all of it. I don't know if you realize how much of a driver you are in our family unit.
No, I don't.
So that's probably then that's an
I'm trying to.
That's a problem on my end then.
No, it's probably a self-blindness to try to remain humble, I guess. But
maybe
a real humble person would be able to accept that. And
you are 100% like the cornerstone, the driver of our family for sure, and we all adore you.
Well, thank you. I work really hard.
And a huge driver behind Chayse Life, which is where my next questions were headed. Do you want to take a pause and get in the other sauna?
Yeah, let's
we'll
jump in. Okay, yeah. Speaking of balance.
Speaking of balance, let's get out of here.
Let's balance in some cool there.
Woo!
Big sauna.
Yikes.
Looks like nothing's going.
All right. We're back.
We're back.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, perfect.
Let's do it.
Okay, so my big question that I'm really kind of wondering about, I don't even know if we've talked about it, which is so crazy, but we just hit our year anniversary here.
Right.
And it was, I mean, in the moment, it's all a plan, and like, it's all fast, but like, did you stop and think like about the impact, like reaching that year, like we survived that year, which I feel like is big for small business? And like kind of reflect on like the year and like, I don't know, what did the year, like reaching that year mean to you?
Well, one of the things that I'm trying to get better at is small victories. And I didn't stop and think about that at that date or that time because it was just, I knew that we were going to get there. I knew that no matter what, we were just going to do it until the year. But it was really nice there. We did the cards and people got to write like the impact that this place has made, the difference that they've seen in themselves, all of that stuff. So getting to
that was a great idea.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Really cool getting to read those cards.
Yeah, it's just extra fuel on those hard days. But yeah, that was just a small portion of it, but something that to help me remember. But I get it all the time from people, which is really nice. Like, thank you so much
the reminders
for this place.
Mm-hmm.
You've made such a difference. This place has made such a difference. Parents talking to me about their kids. It's been really cool. Something that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting all of the recovery stuff and helping people feel better physically, but the community isn't something that I built. It's just growing in this place. It wasn't conscious. That's not something that I was actively putting effort in. It just happened. So that was a huge surprise.
See, I don't know that doesn't seem accurate to me. Because I feel like in your initial idea, and in it kind of stemming from the fire department, maybe you just didn't see it, but there is a built-in camaraderie. You guys were doing the plunge and the stuff together, and then when you said it, you're like, I want it open and I want it communal.
Yes. So that's absolutely right. What I was meaning was the strangers coming in and becoming friends, and then strangers becoming my friends. Like, I wasn't expecting that.
Gotcha.
I was expecting to host a place where people can enhance their relationships, build their team camaraderie. I never once thought that I would be a part of that team camaraderie.
Oh, interesting. That's kind of surprising.
That's what I meant. I was never expecting that part.
I feel like you are, in some situations, like a driving force behind those relationships.
Now I see that because people show up here and we hang out and we shoot the shit and we have fun and kids are running around and running. Kids were literally skating through.
I was just in a session and someone talking about like work or whatever, vacations. I'm like, oh, I haven't taken one in a while. Like, we're here. And the person sitting next to me was like, oh, like, not a bad gig, like not a bad job. Like, it's a sauna. And I'm like,
when you look at it
that is
from
true.
That aspect, you have to remove yourself and have that perspective. But it's easy building a place that it's selfishly all the stuff that I want. That's why I opened it, right? Because couldn't afford this stuff at home. Didn't have the space at home. Didn't want to maintain all the stuff at home. Now, and I, now bought 3 of them and have to maintain 3 of each. And,
the logic behind that makes no sense. So we're just going to brush right past that. I couldn't afford one for my house, so I bought 3.
Yeah.
No. It's because you didn't want to do it. It wasn't just for you.
And I didn't want to do it alone.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't really want a personal sauna at your house. No. That's not what you wanted.
No.
You wanted an environment to come sauna with people.
Yep.
Right. So.
It's better with friends.
Remove the logic. Right. Yeah. So then you kind of maybe touched on it a little bit. Like, have you encountered anything like really surprising? Is the community like the big surprise for you? I mean, because we were business owners before. So like, obviously there's been like surprises and hiccups and learning curves, but like, has there been like a really big positive surprise?
The mentorship is one of the biggest surprises. I've always wanted to give back because of my heavy involvement in Sea Cadets, where people were pouring their time and effort into me. And then in Fire Explorers, where professional, like paid full-time guys were pouring their time and effort into me when they didn't have to do it. They weren't getting paid for that. That was all extra above and beyond. So I thought maybe when the kids got older, when Caden got older, then I would be leading an Explorer program. Or I thought probably maybe a Sea Cadet thing, something like that. I still think that would be a lot of fun. But now I don't necessarily need to do that because in those realms, I'm constrained to how they want it done. Now with this, it's exactly how I want it done, how I want to mentor, how I want to represent myself. I'm not representing anybody else. I do it exactly how I want, but it's been really cool getting to sponsor kids, sponsor people, adults, people that are just down and out in certain areas. And then this could be their safe haven and they come here and
the vet aspect has been
huge.
Surprise. Maybe because the kids happened early on. The kids kind of naturally happened due to some neighbors. But the vet impact and the vet influence and like
that community
partnership has been amazing, but surprising. Like when we first started talking about opening, like that wasn't an avenue that I.
Yeah, me either. It makes sense. Jocko, my Sea Cadet background, mom's background.
It totally does now.
And it's a community that I absolutely love. So it makes perfect sense that
it does.
It's something that I love. Something that I love is in here.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with those relationships, that networking, business networking, I guess, but it's more like people networking, just relationships being built. It's been fun. It's re-sparked my faith in humanity after being jaded in the fire service, I think.
I don't don't know if I'd heard you mention that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Someone just asked me on the job the other day, how do you not get burnt out doing this? How do you still love doing it? And it's really easy to get burnt out, and a lot of guys do, and it's because I just saw a stat the other day. It made perfect sense. Majority, like a vast majority of firefighter burnout is from bullshit calls. It makes sense. We didn't sign up to go to toe pain at 3 a.m. on our 7th day in a row being up for toe pain at 3 a.m.
Right.
Not sleeping. So it sounds very jaded and heartless, but that's not what the 911 system's for, hands down. It is for people's worst days, and people's worst days are different for everybody else, and I understand that, but toe pain, ridiculous. There are some ridiculous things that the dispatcher should be able to say, no, get a life, take care of yourself, like the whole bootstrap thing, but that's not how it is. And we show up no matter what. You call 911, we will show up with smiles on our faces. We will bear that burden, and that is our job. That really is, to show up no matter what.
And you do show up, and we've talked about how you have to mentally put yourself in that mindset of, like, it's an honor, to be totally honest. It's an honor, it's a privilege to get to be, like, a calm presence on someone's worst day. Because I can personally attest to the fact that your calming presence is wonderful. But it totally also makes sense how that can, like, just wear you down over time if you're constantly abused, you know?
So a part of my love of the job, and I still absolutely love my job. I'm not burnt out at all. I love my station. I love my position. I'm bid there. I'm there 100% willingly. I love it. Nobody will ever hear me complain, even at work. You can ask those guys. Love my spot. I'm not burnt out. Have I been feeling burnt out? Have I had that feeling before? Absolutely. I've had that at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, days in a row, you know, where it feels like, oh, maybe I am that burnt out guy. But that's never been me.
Fleeting.
It is fleeting. Yeah. But a lot of it has to do with, number one, the job isn't my life. I have a life outside of that. So it's not all just the pressure of being a perfect firefighter and this superhero,
so did this place
supermodel.
Provide that, do you think?
This place definitely provided that. It provided
interesting.
It provided a new source of
Purpose.
Curiosity, of purpose, of learning, challenges, all the things that you don't want to have as a business owner, like all of that stuff. But I've tried now looking at it as fun challenges. I've been hearing recently from Chris Williamson, problems aren't a bug, they're a feature. Problems in life are not a bug, they're a feature.
I've heard that one. I've heard the look at them as opportunities.
Same concept.
Yeah.
Same concept. It's a feature. It's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to have a different day today than yesterday. It's an opportunity to learn something. It's an opportunity to meet someone. It's an opportunity to make a mistake and then bounce back even better the next time. But yeah, having that resilience and being able to bounce back is huge. But this place really reinvigorated that love of learning again.
That's so cool.
The love of helping people. The love of just really diving all in. And I hadn't been all in. Well, I mean, maybe I'm just a creature of I need something extreme every 5 years.
Oh my God. What is going to happen? What is our life going to be in 10 years when you need another extreme project?
I know it'll be fantastic.
I better buckle up.
But I have really enjoyed it. And that's
so cool. That is definitely not an aspect. I feel like the impact, because I had the opposite perspective. I was always afraid that, like, I know Chayse was a big driver here, right? It was your recovery, but also like an honoring of Chayse and like preserving his legacy here. But my fear was always that this was going to hinder or increase the likelihood of burnout because you have a full-time job, multiple, right?
Yeah.
Full-time dad also, like, you know what I mean? Like, those aren't small jobs. But so I'm super happy to hear that it's the opposite.
Yeah, no, it absolutely.
Filling your cup versus emptying it.
It is. Well, yeah. Majority of the days. So I would say an overall feeling, yes. Because holy smokes, totally draining some days.
100%, yeah. I meant on the whole,
Yeah.
of course.
And speaking of Chayse, because I haven't talked about him very much in this, but that's because I think I talk about him a lot, and a lot of people have heard a lot of that stuff, so I figured.
I had a question about Chayse.
Yeah.
I did. Do you want to do it in the plunge, or you want to do it here?
Let's do it. Let's hit it.
Okay. So I just wondered because we've talked about this place honoring Chayse. What does honoring Chayse in your everyday life look like or feel like to you?
Chayse was amazing in so many ways. One of the ways that he was the most amazing was he was capable of being the biggest fucking pain in the ass and the biggest asshole outwardly, it looked like, with the most caring. Sometimes he did it improperly. But he had such a caring heart, and he was overall, he was so caring, but everybody knew where he stood. He didn't lie to anyone. He didn't hide anything.
No, if he was going to make fun of you, he did it right to your face.
Right. And it was never like, yeah, absolutely, which is, I will too. And it's never to demoralize or to hurt someone. I only make fun of people that I love and like.
I had to learn that with Chayse because I wasn't sure when you first started.
No, he was calling you Dory.
Dory? Yeah.
Uh-huh. But he would say the most crazy things and get away with it, and everybody still loved him. So I've always had to be the opposite, right? Like, take care of your brother, take care of your sister, be a good role model, show them this, like, be a good role model, don't be a hypocrite. And I think a part of sometimes telling people off isn't being a good role model, but it is a good part of being a good person at some point. Like, everybody has to be able to stand up for themselves, tell someone no, tell someone off when they need to. The whole mentality of being capable of violence, but being the most kind person in the room. You know, Chayse was capable of extreme violence, but was probably the nicest, the funniest person to walk in the room at the same time. So that's
it is so interesting to hear about Chayse, because my version of Chayse and your version of Chayse are different.
Well, I have lots of versions.
Well, I know, and that's what I'm saying. My version of Chayse is from a sister-in-law perspective, and him as an uncle. Like, that's how I encountered Chayse, right? And that's a different Chayse than out at a bar Chayse, or hanging out with friends Chayse, or on a camping trip, just the two of you Chayse. So, like, I still really enjoy hearing the little nuggets of him that I didn't know.
Right. Yeah, so just having the pure fortitude and will to stand up in the hard times and say his mind. That's something that I try to do as often as I can, and I directly think about him.
I heard someone say something on a show, totally irrelevant what show, not important, but she's like, I've always been like unapologetically myself. And I don't know why, I'm just like, oh, that feels like a Chayse. Like, that feels like Chayse.
Yeah. Chayse grew into that. He wasn't always that, but yes.
I'd like to grow into that.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Him. That's, yeah, that's one of the ways that...
so do you feel like...
that I'm doing that?
No, I was leaning more to, like, having been open a year now, like, and, like, having seen it, like, do you feel like, in terms of his legacy, are we living up to what you hoped this place would do?
No. Because his legacy, and he would... I want to say yes, because...
I wanted you to say yes.
Because in every metric besides the mighty dollar, it is.
I mean...
No, so let's think about this, how Chayse would evaluate it. He would say, you're doing good, but you're not making millions. Yet. And he said, I want
Dang it, Chayse.
But I don't. And that's where this place is a perfect blend. Because it's me running the ship and not him. And we're just pulling the inspiration because I don't. You know, I would love to make millions. No questions asked.
Right.
Didn't open this place to make millions. We'll see where it goes. It would be freaking fantastic, but this place was open to make a difference in my life, in your life. You were really worried about cancer. We had been really worried about cancer.
Very true.
That was a huge driving factor. If I can do this, force us here, it'll help take that off of our minds and we can flourish in other areas. On top of making a difference in other people's lives and hopefully, eventually, making some money and making it worth it financially.
Right.
But right now, emotionally, it is totally worth it. It's succeeding in all of the other metrics besides money. And I'm okay with that for right now. Only for right now. We can't do this forever. Let's be honest. I'm not working any more overtime to keep this hobby up. So I need to step up my marketing game. That's what's up. That's what Chayse would be telling me. He'd be yelling at me. It's your fault. Do it better. Don't give up. Keep going.
You probably be yelling at you to get in the plunge too.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
I'm not going. I'm cooking. I'm kind of ready for the plunge.
Yeah, me too. It's hot.
That was awesome, baby. Lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Everything still remains the same. I can't do what
Ready?
4 minutes. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. I've been doing the 53.
Woo!
My goodness.
Yes.
Guess what?
Still cold.
Woo! All right, baby. Got a couple more in you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll shiver at the end, though, guaranteed.
I know, it's so cold. So, was there anything you felt like you had to confront about yourself after losing Chayse?
Confront about myself?
Well, I don't know. Or anything that you learned about yourself, maybe?
Yeah. There was, I've told this before to people, but it was literally 6 weeks after he died. I was sitting there crying and I couldn't control it again. And I was sobbing, ugly crying, just probably by myself. And I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. Chayse wouldn't want this. I don't want this. This is ridiculous. How come I can't control my feelings? I'm a big control guy. I like control. So I was having a problem with that. And I think it just occurred to me, like, you know what to do. Do all the stuff that you know what you should be doing. Listen to Jocko. Do what Chayse wanted you to do when he was still here. Which was work out way more. He loved that I was doing jujitsu. But he's like, that's not working out. You still need to work out. Yeah, he was just always pushing me to be better. He knew that I could be better physically. And so 6 weeks, I looked at the date and I was like, it's been 6 weeks. This is ridiculous. I'm going to do what I know I need to do, listen to Jocko, work out. And then from that point on, I just turned it on and I knew I worked out hard once and it made me feel so much better. Shivering like crazy.
It's so cold today.
And I felt better and I thought about Chayse. It made me feel really close to him. I was carrying his weight vest. And from that point on, I worked out so that way I could feel closer to him because I felt like I was carrying him. I was carrying him in that weight vest. I would literally do my workout just so I could think about him.
It's kind of an impressive thing to do. I think I did the opposite initially. I think I ran from it. I didn't talk about it. I didn't, embrace it that way.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
really
It was
cool.
it was an addiction because it made me feel better. And it made me feel closer to Chayse. So yeah, just getting back on the path. I had to confront that moment. And I knew exactly what I had to do. And luckily I had
Those are hard moments, though.
the motivation, the discipline to take that first step, because that is by far the hardest part.
Well, and it involves you acknowledging that you haven't been doing what you should be doing.
Right. Right.
That's, I think that's what like hinders that first step sometimes. For me, it does at least. Like, I don't know. You know it. It's in there. I don't know. But acknowledging that you've been weak or been lazy or whatever word you want to use, avoiding. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a gut check.
Gut check. Kind of like this ice bath in those 4 minutes. Done.
Yay!
You ready?
We did it. Heck yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go. 4 minutes. Done. Good interview. Thanks, baby.
Tell me to do. So I guess I'll remain the same.
That's it. That's a wrap on episode 4.
Episode 4. Done. About me.
All about you.
Good interview.
Woo! That was a tough one.
I'm still shivering.
That was a cold plunge too, but it was awesome. So good. Little break. Hopefully we'll get episode 5 out quicker.
Yeah. First one of 2026 done.
Weird.
Crazy.
Weird.
But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah, come join us.
Chase Life.
And this
Oh, I almost ate it just now.
won't leave me alone. Oh, man, 2,000 miles I roam just to make